What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing how to easily defeat the 7-star Garchomp raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, featuring solo builds. We also have a one-hit KO strategy too. And of course, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Support the channel, become a channel member, and let's dive in. So breaking down this raid, Garchomp has the ability Rough Skin, and he's going to be hitting us with Earthquake, Poison Jab, Liquidation, Fire Fang, uses Breaking Swipe on turn 0, and Swords Dance later in the raid twice. So he's going to be getting up to +4, which is very scary. And he also resets his stats twice. The second stat reset is probably the hardest part of this raid, but you can get Urban Mystica, 15% chance of getting at least one herb. And of course, you can get an ability patch and all that other good stuff. But I will say this, he has excellent coverage across the board. However, don't be discouraged by seeing Poison Jab. Grass types can still work in this raid. I've had a lot of success with grass types, so I'm not too afraid of that in general. And the big thing is I would just not recommend physical attackers for the most part unless they're like a body press Pokemon or something that is unaware. Now, I have 4 solo builds that worked really well for me in this raid, and of course I'll say this, because you're doing it solo, your solo allies will definitely help you. If you have Intimidators, that's going to be great. The Olive Tree to put down grassy terrain, Gardevoir to put down Life Dew, is going to be great, or anything that can burn like a Drifloon or even Arcanine are going to be really helpful. Not necessary, but it is going to make it so much easier for you in the long run. So I'm going to recommend Arceus. For those who have Arceus, this is the single best Pokemon in this raid. It is the fastest clear. It is the safest Pokemon to use in this raid. So Terra Grass Arceus with the Meadow Plate, and I'm running max special attack, max defense with a modest nature. And the 4 moves I'm running is Chilling Water, Iron Defense, Acid Spray, and Giga Drain. It is relatively easy to run this Pokemon. Now, essentially, your goal here is to lower the Garchomp's damage in the beginning by using Chilling Water. Also builds up your Terra Charge, and then you can set up an Iron Defense. Essentially, you want to match his Swords Dances with Iron Defense, or you could try to max out if you want to. And your big thing is, though, you definitely want to land at least 1 Acid Spray. 1 Acid Spray hit onto the Garchomp, and then you use Giga Drain will give you pretty much max HP every time you hit Giga Drain. So that's going to be important. If you hit 2 Acid Sprays on it, you're going to do an insane amount of damage. Personally, I never got to 3 Acid Sprays because I didn't think it was necessary. But this was the single best solo build that I tested on my live stream. Now, Sinistcha, which I actually recorded a video demo of, very cool Pokemon to use. Terra Grass, and we have the item Big Root. Now, Big Root is going to give you more HP back for HP stealing moves like Giga Drain and Matcha Gotcha. And we are running max special attack, max defense with a modest nature, and the ability is Heat Proof. Now, Heat Proof lowers the damage of fire attacks, so Fire Fang is not going to be super effective. It's going to be regular effective. And because we're a ghost type, we actually resist poison until we Terra. So we do have a lot of great defenses in the beginning, but we also have good defenses across the board on the physical defense stat. So the build for this is going to be Matcha Gotcha, Nasty Plot, Iron Defense, and Giga Drain. And Iron Defense is going to be what you want to do in the beginning. You want to set up 2 or 3 Iron Defenses in the beginning. And then at that point, you would like to Matcha Gotcha and try to leave a burn. You have a 30% chance of burning, which is really massive. Burning the Garchomp will work through shields as well. So if you can burn them in the first half, that's excellent. The second half burn is more important. If you can land that second half burn, then you have a much easier time. Now, to do damage, I would recommend you probably need at least 2 good Nasty Plots on. In the beginning, you can probably go for 3 Iron Defenses, 3 Nasty Plots, and then use Matcha Gotcha, use Giga Drain to heal. Now, we do have Giga Drain. If you want to heal and do damage, but you don't want to miss, Giga Drain is here. You do 5 less damage, but 100% accuracy. So we have the video demo of that later in this video, but I think Sinistcha is a very great Pokemon. Also, excellent Pokemon to bring online too. Matcha Gotcha is really good to help your online supporters. Now, if you don't have the DLC, you don't have Arceus, we have 2 other options, and this is going to be Orform. This is our standard Orform build with the Terra Fighting and the Shell Bell. Now, we're going to have max HP, max defense with a plus defense nature. You could do Bolt if you want, doesn't really matter. And our ability is Earth Ether, meaning we are going to be immune to ground, and we actually get HP back from Earthquake. He will do it at least 1 time, so we will get some HP back, but it's super simple. What you're going to do here, start the raid off, Mud Slap 3 times, and then lower his accuracy. He's going to start missing you. And then you're going to hit Iron Defense 3 times, and then you're going to Terra Fighting, body press when you're ready to start doing that. Body press, body press, body press. He's going to wipe our stats. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hit Iron Defense 3 times. And then you are going to body press, body press, body press until you win. Now, on the turn he does remove our ability, you will want to use Protect. It will just make your life a lot easier because you could get hit by a move that could do 1,000,000 damage to you, and that would not be great. So that's why we have Protect on it. But in general, super easy build. Very slow clear. Incredibly slow clear in general. So that's why I'm not going to demo it, because it really does take forever to go through. And an even slower clear was Terra Water Dondozo with the Shell Bell. It worked. Max attack, max defense, adamant nature with Unaware. Unaware means you ignore the stat changes, so you'll never notice any of its buffs or debuffs on the Garchomp. And pretty much how we ran it was you use Curse a couple of times, increase your attack and defense, and then you just spam Liquidation. You just use Rain Dance to give yourself a 50% damage boost to water, and then you use Protect on the turn, you lose Unaware, and then you're good to go. So pretty much they're in order of how I feel about them. Arceus being the best, then Sinistcha being second best, Orphan being third best, and then Dondozo being fourth best. Hopefully these builds work for you. We're going to be showing off that Sinistcha now. Doing a solo with the Sinistcha, and we do have an Intimidator, which I would highly recommend. Now, there are some raid allies who are awesome for this raid, and Tauros is one of them. But any Intimidator, any Pokemon that can burn like Drifloon or Arcanine, Olive Tree is great if you have a grass type, or just in general for reducing Earthquake damage, and Gardevoir with Life Dew are a couple of the ones you could definitely use. So with Sinistcha here, we're going to go for a turn 1 Iron Defense. Just give us some nice bulk here. This Earthquake will certainly hurt a little bit, but we do have that Intimidate, so it's only not going to hurt as much as normal. So now we're going to be +2 defense here. And I'm actually going to go for another one, just to give us a little bit more survivability here. And we're super bulky. So if you have allies who can status the Garchomp, that's probably not ideal for your general situation, because we want to status them and burn them, unless your allies can burn. But Machagacha has a 30% chance of burning. It also heals us a lot. So I'm actually just going to go for Machagacha here, just to start building up the charge. Maybe fish for a burn real quick. No burn. Oh, we got the burn. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Wow, 30% chance of burning. So now his attack status cut in half. This Earthquake is going to probably like 10 damage. 4 damage. I overestimated. So at this point in the raid, I'm going to hit Nasty Plot 3 times. We're going to try to get the +6. Now, he will wipe our stats at some point in the raid, but we don't have to really worry about that at the moment. That's going to happen at the 60% HP mark. And so let's keep going for Nasty Plots. I mean, even if he crits us, it's not the end of the world, because we're just naturally bulky. I mean, look at this. Have you seen the pot on this teacup? It's crazy. Even if you don't have the burn, it's not, you could do this exact same strat. So one more. All right, so we went for Swords Dance, so he's going to be +2. But luckily, we have Intimidator, who's constantly dropping his attack. All right, so now we are max special attack. We need to build up our Terra Charge. We only went for the 1 Machagacha. He's not burned anymore either. Now, Machagacha can miss, so if you want to be really safe at this point, you can just go for Gauge Rain. It'll do a little bit less damage, but won't burn, but it won't miss. And there is some consistency with that, which we do appreciate. And because of the big root, we're going to be getting even more HP than normal. So I'm going to go for one more. Just going for Gauge Ring, because I don't want to mess up with the Terra stuff, you know. Just want to guarantee we get our Terra soon, because the raid is going to get a little bit difficult soon. But we're in an ideal position right now. So, Terra Grass, Machagacha. is going to be our most damaging way here. You can go for Giga Drain if you don't want to burn him, but burning him will make things a little bit safer. He will go for another Swords Dance soon. For some reason, Garchomp disappeared. He did not like that terror. He's like, damn, I got to hide from that thing. Alright. It hits, no miss, and do we get a burn? It's gonna do a lot of damage. It might just shred right through the shield. Very close. Very close to shredding through that shield. Also, we don't have to worry about Rough Skin because we are a special attacker with no contact moves. But now we gotta worry about Poison Jab, which is gonna do a lot. And we are now poisoned. Which we're going to be poisoned for the rest of the raid. Which is not great. But the good news is we're going to break through his shield. Get that full HP. No burn, unfortunately. Ideally, we get a burn. If you are lucky and you get the burn in the second half of the raid here, it's going to make this super freaking easy. But now he's going to remove all our stuff, which is really scary. So what we need to do in this situation is, if the game lets me do a move, we need to go for an Iron Defense immediately. And then we need to go for another Iron Defense immediately. Alright, so we're at +4 defense. And of course, remember, we have an Intimidator, so this is making things a lot easier in terms of damage output, but he's still going to do a lot. So I actually am going to go for a safety Giga Drain here. You could go for Monster Gods, is better, but if I miss, it could be really bad. I want to get to full HP real quick. So now we're at full HP. We are going to go for another Iron Defense. All right, so now defensively, we're as good as possible unless he crits us. And because we're about at 50%, but we do have all these stats, I'm gonna go for a Monster Gaja here. We do hit. If we get a burn, the raid's pretty much donezo. Well, he has to remove his stats again. I forgot he does that. All right, so now he removed his negative effects. Now any burns at this point will be permanent. All right, so I'm gonna go for a nasty plot. All right. And just to be safe, because we're at 50%, I'm going to attack again. Ideally, we get a burn. We do not, but it's not even needed at this point, really. It just makes things even safer. I'm gonna go for another Monster Gacha. And I think at this point we can just hit Monster Gacha to win the raid. You can switch over to Giga Drain if you don't want to risk anything, but I do think it's worth a little bit more of the damage and the burn potential. You could miss, but you know, if you're under 50%, maybe don't do it. But he's really hitting us for nothing at this point. And that's just with one Intimidate partner. If you have more, it's gonna make it a lot easier for sure. He is going in for double moves now though. So double Poison Jab is certainly a threat that we have to consider. If you wanted to, instead of going for a Monster Gacha on one of these moves, you could have gone for a Nasty Plot to get the +4 in the second half, and this would have gone a little bit quicker. But I just wanted to be extra safe. He also sometimes doesn't, he seems to use 2 different moves each time, which is very interesting. I don't know why he does that. It's like not optimal. We'll just hit him off with a Giga Drain, but he's done. So there you go, Sinistcha. Cleared the raid. Pretty easy build, honestly. It's really not that bad. I would just recommend having any sort of ally who could just make it a little more comfy, like having one Intimidator, having one Life Dew Pokemon, or even just like grassy terrain on the field, you know, in a solo. Just makes your life a little bit easier. But there you have it. And I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys get your Urban Mystico so you can shiny hunt more things. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And support the channel. Become a channel member by hit that join channel member button below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one. All right, there's Mr. Garchomp. Bro, you can't even see the mice spawn in. That's so funny. Oh my god, everyone's shiny. We're flexing. Breaking sweat. Okay. That's fine. No one's running Focus Sash on this build, so it's fine. We don't care about that. Tail Glow. Fake Tears. Fake Tears, Rain Dance. Earthquake. Alright. We tank that. We tank that. Alright. We tank that. Alright, the attack shear has gone off. The fake tears has gone off. And I'm just waiting for the helping hand. The helping hand's gone off. I'm mashing Weather Ball. He went before me. The Weather Ball has gone off. And he's dead. One hit KO, baby. This is why, one, world first Garchomp clear. World's first, never forget that. PanFro Games world first. Once again, another one. Add it to my repertoire of a million worlds first. But once again, free 99. This is how we do it on this channel. This is how we do it, dude. This is how we do it. Never doubt. Never doubt. It's too free. And we're gonna put him that Lux Ball.